Welcome to the Serious Sarcasm podcast. My name is Jay DeRozier. Everything you hear is purely my opinion and absolutely not gospel truth. If you do find yourself getting a little bit too worked up over what I say, feel free to take your opinion and, well, you know where. Now that we got that straightened out, sit back, relax, and you might want to get yourself some popcorn because it's going to be a long one. Enjoy the show, y'all.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy Jay DeRozier. Welcome back to the Serious Sarcasm podcast. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to you guys for joining back. And to you newcomers, thank you for joining us. Thank you for lending me your new ears. I appreciate it. I do want to give a quick shout out to the voice in the sky, Mr. Podcast, Dr. Phil.
Yo, happy day.
All right, y'all. Phil, how you doing, man? Y'all, I just seen you like a couple days ago, right?
I know you missed me already.
Jesus Christ. Here he go. Here he go on that nonsense. But now, y'all, this is a special episode. As you guys know, we usually drop episodes on Saturdays. This is gonna be a little bit different. We're gonna drop an episode on a Wednesday, which is crazy, right?
What?
Wednesday.
You're messing up the algorithm now.
Messing up the algorithm. And I bet a lot of y'all wondering, why the hell is he dropping an episode on Wednesday? I had to drop this episode. It's a special episode specifically because there's just so much going on in the world since we last recorded, which was literally a couple of days ago. I will say this though, Phil, I'm gonna be real with you. I see why a lot of podcasters, when they hit to a certain level of fandom or stardom, they start doing the 2 episodes a week thing.
Yeah.
I get it now.
Yep.
Before I was like, man, you could just do 1 episode a week and it'll last. But listen, we recorded literally 3 days ago, and so much has happened in the past 72 hours in the world.
Yeah, especially if your podcast cover like events and topical stuff.
Yep.
You don't want to say something a week ago and then it's already, obsolete or out of date by the time you release it. So I get it.
Exactly.
So that means we gotta do one every day. You know what I mean? You know that, right?
I mean, I'm
Serious Sarcasm daily.
I'm not Tucker Carlson. I can't do that.
Well, people can support. What's your Cash App? I'll put it on the screen.
Shit, I don't even know what my Cash App is, to be honest.
Man, all right, we
App.
do it later.
I'm an adult. I use Zelle.
Well, I don't have a Zelle button.
Oh, sorry.
I have a Cash App button.
But yeah, to all you people out there, I'm an adult. We use Zelle.
I know.
I remember people used, yo, send me the Venmo. I'm like, what the fuck, man? If you don't get the fuck on my face with that Venmo shit.
Bros, yeah.
Yeah.
Venmo's for Californians, though.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
Yeah.
But we on the East Coast, East Side. Anyways, we'll shout out the West Coast in a second, in a couple of minutes. But I do want to start out this episode with some somber news. As you guys may have known or may have heard, one of the greatest actors of all time, Mr. James Earl Jones, has passed away at the age of 93 years old. There's not really much to say that you haven't already heard about James Earl Jones. Of course, being a kid who was born in 1993, James Earl Jones has been very instrumental in my life when it comes to what I see on media. One of my favorite James Earl Jones projects is obviously his role in the play Fences. Yes, James Earl Jones originally played the dad in Fences before Denzel Washington became the director and played in it on Broadway as well. Speaking of James Earl Jones, though, he's done so many iconic roles, from King Joffrey in Coming to America. Phil, I know you know about that.
Of course.
Mufasa, Lion King,
Mm-hmm.
and of course the galaxy's most deadliest villain of all time. Darth Vader. Just a small role in that movie, Star Wars, Darth Vader. But I don't know what else to say about James Earl Jones, man. It's sad that we lost somebody so instrumental in the creativity of film and the film industry and that medium, but we do have so much of the work that he's done in the past and the work that they still use his voice in Star Wars from time to time, you know what I'm saying?
You know what? I want to ask you about this because this I think we talked about this in one of our previous episodes about the use of AI.
Yeah.
They've already cloned his voice, right?
Oh yeah, for Darth Vader, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So how do you feel about that now that he's passed? Do you think that's still cool for them to use his voice?
I'm gonna be real with you. I wasn't comfortable with it when he was alive, honestly.
Yeah, because they've already did that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't still doing the voiceovers work.
Exactly, and that's what kind of was like. It's weird because for you people who didn't see Rogue One, which was I think it was the last Star Wars movie that Darth Vader actually appeared in, if I'm not mistaken, right? It wasn't his voice a little AI in that?
Yeah, but they did the same thing with General Thrag, the
they
actor,
did.
He passed, and they cloned him and did all that.
They cloned his whole face, and I remember I was looking at it like, whoa, this kind of looks a little janky. Like, this kind of weird.
Off topic though, that's why the actors and writers went on strike, right?
Oh yeah, and I don't blame them one bit.
Yeah.
You gonna pay me my coin if you gonna use my name. Shout outs to college football. My name, like image and likeness.
The NIL.
NIL. Give me my NIL money.
Yep.
But anyways, man, James Earl Jones, I do want to say to your family and your loved ones, thoughts and prayers. I'd like to send my condolences from the Serious Sarcasm podcast family to you guys. To his fans, like myself, me being an athletic kid growing up, I still have my nerd side, and I kind of kept that hidden because, me watching Star Wars or Power Rangers or on any of that stuff was like kind of frowned upon because I was such a jock growing up. But hey, when I was by myself, I was watching Star Wars, bro. Like Galaxy Far, Far Away, and James Earl Jones' voice is instrumental to me falling in love with that entire franchise, from the movies, the TV shows, books, comic books, to the video games. James Earl Jones is that person that made me gravitate toward in the first place. So James Earl Jones, I'd like to say rest in peace to you, man.
That is the most iconic voiceover, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's James Earl Jones.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. They released some stuff on Star Wars with the original actor?
They did?
In the Darth Vader costume?
Yeah, the Australian dude. Yeah. His voice was not it. His voice was not it. His voice was not
Watch
it,
that,
bro.
guys, if you have a chance. It's hilarious.
Yeah, watch the before and after, before James Earl Jones was hired for Star Wars and after, and listen to that Darth Vader character. I feel sorry for that actor. They still used him in the movie, just his body, to show that Darth Vader was like 6'6" or whatever, but it's so weird. Honestly, it's weird.
Yep.
But anyways, y'all, let's get into some other topics. This show is, let me just forewarn you guys off rip. The first 30 seconds of this episode gives an important tag. This is one of those episodes where I'm dead serious and I don't give a damn about what you feel about what I got to say. The first topic we're going to talk about in this jam-packed episode, besides James Earl Jones, that's kind of like my intro, is Tyreek Hill. Ladies and gentlemen, if you did not see or hear about this, Tyreek Hill is the star player for the Miami Dolphins. If you guys do not know who Tyreek Hill is, he is, like I said, he's a star player for the Miami Dolphins. He was just voted the best player and the best football player in the NFL by his own teammates in the NFL Top 100 this past offseason. First NFL wide receiver ever to be number one overall. Usually it's like quarterbacks, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady when he was still in the league. Who was the defensive end for the Rams? I can't remember his name, number 99, Aaron Donald. So usually wide receivers and running backs usually don't get that award, or even cornerbacks don't get that award. So it's a big deal that Tyreek Hill was rated number one in the offseason.
Nice.
This past weekend was the first week of the NFL season. If you guys didn't know, Miami Dolphins were playing their home opener versus the Jacksonville Jaguars, 1 o'clock game. Unfortunately, Tyreek Hill was driving on the way to the game about 10 o'clock, 10:15 in the morning. Players in the NFL are supposed to report to the stadium at least 2 hours before the game, to get ready, get their mind right, get checked out by the trainers, whatever the case is, and get ready for the game. Tyreek Hill driving down the street, literally, Phil, do you know he was less than a block away from the stadium? Like literally the light that he got pulled over maybe 30 feet before the light, right? Maybe 50 feet before the light, right? The street light.
Yeah.
If he turns the corner at that street light, he's in the stadium pretty much. He's pretty much in the parking lot. But anyways, the reason why I'm bringing up Tyreek Hill, y'all, he got pulled over by Miami-Dade Police Department. It was highly reported when it happened. I remember waking up Sunday and seeing my phone blow up from CNN, TMZ, ESPN, Bleacher Report, Twitter, Instagram. Everybody's posting videos of Tyreek Hill getting pulled over with a knee in his back by the cops. I'm going to go in depth about what happened, but I want you guys for yourselves to see what happened. Phil, thank you.
Talk over it, though, so we don't get blocked.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Just pretend like you're talking.
Also, if you guys can't see the bottom of the video, Tyreek Hill just handed the officer his license, registration, and proof of insurance. Now they're yelling at him for why he has his window up. On top of that, Tyreek Hill's ready to warn him, like, yo, I'm about to be late. I'm trying to get to the game on time. Now, to be fair, Tyreek Hill's a little combative here in the sense of he is being rude. But if you look at this video, you can clearly see Tyreek Hill, even though the windows are tinted. I want to get that point right out or two.
Hey, keep your window down.
Now the cop once again banging on his window again, like Tyreek Hill asked him not to do.
As a matter of fact, get out of the car.
Mind you, that window being cracked like that
Get out of the car.
is more than enough. Is more than enough, by the way.
Get out.
So look, Tyreek Hill's actually getting out the car at this point, and the cop still grabs him out the car. So when you guys watch this video,
He said, "Damn."
Yep, the cop in the black long sleeve undershirt, it was like compression shirt, right? The black compression shirt is the main one that's escalating the situation. While Tyreek Hill's on the phone with his agent, telling his agent, "Come out the stadium. I'm right around the corner getting arrested."
We will. It is good. Hey, don't worry about it. I hung up the phone.
He's on the phone with his agent still, by the way.
Right. Don't move.
Good. Bro, you beating on my window like you crazy.
So, all right, let's go in depth with this video. Also, I wanted to mention as well, Tyreek Hill has two teammates by the name of Jonnu Smith and, of course, Calais Campbell. If you guys don't know who these two players are, they both play for the Miami Dolphins. Calais Campbell, in particular, just won the Walter Payton Man of the Year award for the NFL. That is awarded to about, I think, only 3 players per season or 4 players per season. When you win that award, it's a player who does outstanding work in the community, who's also a pillar in this community, and also a spokesperson for the league and a positive role model for children. As we all know, athletes sometimes, and majority of the time, is usually NFL athletes, usually have a terrible stain on their name because, whether it be getting caught with weed, whether it be getting caught with domestic abuse, whether it be whatever the case is you want to say, but all the bullshit that's gone on with NFL players in the world. Calais Campbell is above reproach when it comes to that. So the reason I mentioned Calais Campbell and Jonnu Smith is because Calais Campbell and Jonnu Smith as well came to Tyreek's aid when they saw all this going down. Jonnu Smith and Calais Campbell were not combative. They walked up to the cops with their hands up, trying to figure out what was going on with Tyreek Hill, because obviously they're on the way to the game as well. One thing you're going to see if you guys decided to watch the video on your own, the entire video on your own, you're going to see that in this, I think the full video feels like an hour and 30 minutes or something like that.
Hour and 34 minutes.
Hour and 34 minutes. You're going to see multiple, and I mean, when I say multiple players and multiple Miami Dolphins fans drive past and see Tyreek Hill getting arrested and also getting abused by the cops. When I say abused, as you saw at the end of this video, Tyreek Hill, for my non-audio listeners, for my non-visual listeners, Tyreek Hill was put into the concrete, knee in his back while he was getting arrested. After he was placed in handcuffs, he was then proceeded to get back on his feet with the cop. The cop brings him to the sidewalk. When he brings him to the sidewalk, the cop asks Tyreek Hill to sit on the curb. Tyreek Hill is like, "Hey, give me a second. I just had surgery on my knee. It's going to take me a while to sit down safely without damaging anything." The same cop I just mentioned, who was in the black long sleeve compression shirt, wasn't trying to hear that, grabbed Tyreek Hill by the neck, kind of like in a headlock, and basically slammed him back to the ground while Tyreek's yelling, "Yo, I just had knee surgery. I just had knee surgery." The cop says, "Oh, that's a coincidence. Did you have surgery on your ear when we were trying to tell you to get out the car?"
Oh, smart ass.
My point exactly. Now, I know the first thing everybody wants to run to is that this is a black and white issue. This is another black man getting assaulted by the cops, and I agree. I wholeheartedly agree with that. But in this situation in particular, these are cops on Eagle trips. Multiple cops on the Eagle trip.
Dude, you saw how many bike cops were there behind him? It was like 12.
Yo, the thing that's crazy, if you look at the beginning of the video, it's only 4 to start out with. There's only 4 of them to start out with. By the end of the video, there's literally like 8 to 12 of them. And I'm like, where the fuck all these other cops come from? What pisses me off about this video is I understand Tyreek Hill had an attitude about the cop banging on his window. Tyreek Hill having an attitude about the cop banging on his window or knocking on his window profusely doesn't then give the cop the say-so like, "Hey, because you're being an asshole to me about knocking on your window, I'm going to prove to you that I run shit here. I'm going to prove to you who got the bigger dick here, and I'm going to show you who runs shit here in this traffic stop." Phil, do you know they just released Tyreek Hill's his ticket?
What was it for?
It was for driving 60 miles per hour in the 30 mile per hour zone, right?
Kill him, murder him.
No,
Nope, he deserved to die.
No, that's not the worst part. You know what the worst part is about the ticket?
What?
I'm going to quote this exactly, just so people don't think I'm lying. I quote from the ticket. He was going 60 miles per hour by visual estimation.
Oh, my God.
That means they didn't use a radar gun on him. Visual estimation, he's going 60 miles per hour, pull his ass over, take him out the car. What the fuck is that, bro? Genuinely, what the fuck is that?
It's the cops being jealous that they see somebody in a Lambo, and they're like, oh, let's get this motherfucker.
That's exactly how I feel. I'm going to be real with you. That's exactly how I feel. Especially in a city in Miami where, let's be real, Miami is the easiest city to get away with shit in.
Mm-hmm.
We live in Florida. I live in Orlando. Well, we live in Orlando. Miami is, what, 2.5 hour drive from us?
3.
3 hours? Okay, yeah, three hours if we're obeying the speed limit. But it pisses me off because, like, I've gotten pulled over in Miami. I've seen cops multiple times like, yo, man, I don't feel like riding the ticket. Go ahead, go about your business. I've seen so many drunk drivers get pulled over in Miami and been told, like, yo, you good.
But, dude, these were bike cops, though. They already have a sense of entitlement when they're riding together.
This is true. I agree with you wholeheartedly. It just frustrates me the fact that if you guys watch the entire hour and 34 minutes of the video, the cop that originally had Tyreek's license and registration when Tyreek originally rolled down the window, mind you, I'm sick of people putting this narrative that Tyreek Hill did not give his license, registration, or proof of insurance. That's the first thing he did, and it's the first thing you see in the video when the traffic stop starts. Also, if you look at the other camera angle of the cop who had the black long sleeve, the dickhead who was being an asshole the entire traffic stop, who was trying to arrest every player who stopped to try to figure out what's going on. That cop's body cam, you can see Tyreek getting his leg up and arm up as if he's trying to get out the vehicle. Mind you guys, Tyreek Hill was not driving a Honda Civic or a Honda Accord or a Toyota Camry. He was driving a McLaren 720. If any of you guys have actually been in a real sports car and not a Civic, the McLarens, Ferraris, and Lamborghinis, you're sitting on the floor basically of your car and your feet are straight. There's no bend in your knees. Your feet are literally straight out. So in order to get out the car, you literally have to bend your leg and lift your leg up to get out the car, kind of like you're getting out of like an Escalade, kind of, right?
So
how you kind of swing your body out the car, kind of.
Yep. So McLaren 720S, the coupe that starts at $320,000,
which is crazy.
Starts.
It's crazy.
So they have a base model.
Well, and let's be real, it's Tyreek Hill. He just signed a deal for like what $200 million. He not driving no base model. He definitely not driving no base model. But it's the fact of this is another incident. And Tyreek Hill was right when he said, "Yo, what if I wasn't Tyreek Hill?"
Exactly. Because
let's be real, if he wasn't Tyreek Hill, who knows what would have happened? His teammates being there, the fans of the Dolphins and the Jaguars parked on the side of the road recording this entire interaction, and then Dolphins team security and Tyreek Hill's agent running out the stadium and running around the corner to where he got pulled over, trying to figure out what's going on. Who knows if all those eyes weren't on those cows, what could have happened?
Now imagine if they would have killed him.
Yo, I'm going to be real with you. You know what I was thinking too? Because I know that's the extreme we're going to go here right now, right? I was thinking legitimately like, yo, what if when Tyreek Hill told him, like, yo, I just had knee surgery, the cop didn't really kick, like the cop slammed him down even more force and tore his knee again? What kind of lawsuit that would have been?
The team would have, yeah, he would have definitely.
Oh yeah, the Miami Dolphins would have to sue. The Miami Dolphins definitely have to sue, especially the fact that he was. I want people to understand how close he was in the stadium. For people who haven't seen his body camera footage or not watching his podcast live or not watching the podcast visually, they're listening to it. In the body cam footage, every angle of every cop, you literally see the stadium in the background of the video, and the stadium is literally when Tyreek Hill is on the sidewalk. Literally, all he has to do is turn around and hop the fence that's behind him. He's inside the stadium. That's how close he is to the stadium that he's about to go to. Literally, how close he is to his workplace. So I'm just going to end this topic because, and I'm going to move on to the next topic. I'm just going to say this, man. One of the police officers were placed on administrative duty, so he's on desk work right now for the time being.
Paid.
The Miami Dolphins released a statement basically, condemning the police officers' actions, but also saying that we try to work with the Miami Police Department and local authorities and local law enforcement. But this was obviously the act of a few bad apples, more or less, they were trying to say. And I understand why a team's PR has to say that. I get it. I'm not mad at the Dolphins. I'm not mad at the NFL for making that statement. It is what it is. I get it. The only thing that bothers me about this topic is the people who are demonizing Tyreek Hill for just being rude. He didn't drop it. You know what the craziest thing is to me?
What?
Tyreek Hill I don't think he cursed the whole time he was getting pulled out the car. He said, damn, bro, y'all ODing.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't curse the whole time. He was just being like, yo, y'all overdoing it over a traffic stop. How does it go from a traffic stop of going 60 miles per hour, because I can guess from just visually seeing how fast the car was going past me, to, yo, I'm going to pull Tyreek Hill out of the car in front of the Miami Dolphins Stadium, when you guys realized, too, on top of it, that he was Tyreek Hill, y'all still continue with the bullshit. And I'm not saying he deserves special treatment. It's just the fact of, what are we doing? Law enforcement, you're trained to be above reproach. If everyone's acting like an asshole around you, you're supposed to be the adult in the room. Literally, you're trained to do that. If you don't have the temperament for it, you don't need to be a cop. I have a good friend of mine, and I love that girl like she's my sister. That's my dog. She's training at the moment at the police academy to become a cop. And I'm so proud of her because she's about to graduate. She's about to join an agency. I'm proud of her for doing that. And she tells me all the time, like, it frustrates her that people think that because she's joining the police department or the sheriff's office, whatever the case is, people think she's going to be one of those bad apples when she wants to be a good apple and trying to change the perception. And people like that is what we need in the police department.
It's true, but man, that lifestyle,
yeah,
and the environment that you in.
Mm-hmm.
80% of the people who do join the force have that mentality.
Yeah, it becomes a them versus us issue.
And then it just transitions into something else.
And you know what it is, too, about a lot of the bad police officers? And this is the thing that frustrates me the most. Yo, the unions defend them like no fucking tomorrow. Even if the union sees that they did wrong, they're still going to defend them because, oh, that's our brother in arms. Yo, You made a choice to put that damn uniform on. You made a choice to go through that academy. You made a choice to go through that training.
Yeah, that's why I disagree with Blue Lives Matter.
Same here. Like, they made that choice. I didn't make a choice to be a black man. God blessed me with this skin color. And I'm happy God blessed me with it. I wouldn't want to be any other race than what I am right now. But for you guys to weaponize my skin color or weaponize whatever the case I got going on to make it about you in a traffic stop situation just so you can be a fucking asshole? Yo, y'all the worst type of people. I wish I could do the bro what you want second on you dumbasses right now. But, it is what it is, man. Tyreek Hill is going to come out of this. And the craziest thing, though, Tyreek Hill said in his press conference after the game is like, hey, I actually still want to be a police officer after I retire.
Okay.
And I respect him for saying that. But this is the type of shit that makes people not want to be police officers.
Yeah, it's true.
So, the Tyreek Hill, man, I wish you all the best, man. Wish you on a great season. I hope you have a great season, man.
What do you think the Dolphins are going to do this year? How do you think they're potential AFC champions, right?
If they get the number one seed, they'll be the AFC champions. For some reason, the Dolphins can't play in any weather below 65 degrees. So if they get the number one seed, January and February is like January, February in Florida is not that bad. So they'll be fine.
Yeah.
I still think the Ravens are making it to
they were close.
the Super Bowl. I think they got it this year. Honestly, I think they'll make it this year. I think a different team is going to beat the Chiefs, so the Ravens don't have to play them. I think it might be Joe Burrow, or it might be
the Bengals.
Yeah, it might be the Texans even playing the Chiefs and beat the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? So,
okay,
we'll see how that goes.
Right.
But I mean, you want to see Baltimore? I kind of want to see Baltimore in the Super Bowl.
I would like to see Lamar Jackson win a ring.
Oh, of course. But you know who we gonna see at the Super Bowl?
Who's that?
We're gonna see Kendrick Lamar on the halftime show, y'all.
Perfect segue.
Oh yeah, I'm getting better at this. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys have been living under the rock, before the Tyreek Hill situation broke news, the trending topic on social media before the Tyreek Hill situation happened was that Kendrick Lamar just got announced by Apple Music, the NFL, and Rock Nation as the halftime performer for Super Bowl 59 in New Orleans in February this year. Also, I want to give a side note. The Super Bowl is the week after the Grammys. So Kendrick Lamar may get nominated for Euphoria and Not Like Us, and then have to perform the next week at the Super Bowl, which is crazy, right?
That'd be dope.
That'd be a victory lap I've ever seen one. Shout outs to Nipsey. I want to speak on the timing of this announcement first before I, give flowers to Kendrick and TDE and PG Lang and of course, Day Free. The timing of this is impeccable. And the reason why I think it's impeccable is because they usually announce the Super Bowl halftime show every single year within the first or second week of the actual NFL season. So a lot of people thinking that this announcement was intentional by the NFL, Apple, and Rock Nation to shit on Drake. I'm going to get to Drake. I'm going to get to Nicki Minaj. I'm going to get to Lil Wayne, Birdman, Master P, and Juvenile in a second. I'm going to get to the whole New Orleans. And wait, no, but Nicki Minaj is not from New Orleans, but and Drake is either. But I'm going to get to the whole Cash Money clique in a second. Yo, I think the show is going to be dope as fuck, bro. That what 2 minutes he had with Dr. Dre at that Super Bowl, that was a pretty dope. Him performing on We Gonna Be All Right.
Yeah. All the white people are going to complain, though.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But I think the show's going to be dope, though, man. I do want to speak, before I get to Cash Money in a second, I'm so sick of Twitter and their fake outrage, bro. Mm-hmm. Like, you know when the far right talks about the fake woke?
Yep.
I feel like this is what's going on right now with Twitter. No matter what Kendrick does, no matter what a Pusha T may do, no matter what a Jay-Z may do, no matter what any artist that supposedly has a beef with Drake or anybody from Young Money does, it's automatically it's the Barbs, Nicki Minaj's fan base versus whoever, or this person versus whoever. It's like, y'all are upset that Lil Wayne is not performing at the Super Bowl. I understand that. I get it. But besides Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg and Kendrick, when have you ever seen a hometown artist be the headliner for the Super Bowl? Please tell me. Never, right? Never. You guys, I'm going to say this. The only time the NFL listened to you motherfuckers out there bitch and moan and cry and complain was the year they had Maroon 5. So they were like, yo, we're going to give them Travis Scott because Sicko Mode is the #1 song in the country right now. But you know what? They keep bitching and moaning about, we're not using no hip-hop artists in Atlanta. Let's give them Big Boy for 3 minutes out of the Maroon 5 set. Let's just be real. Apple, the NFL, and Rock Nation don't give a fuck what y'all think on Twitter, bro. They don't, because you people are so you guys are so ill-informed because you may have a popular podcaster or Twitter celebrity or music artist who may say some shit and you run with that thinking that's the actual narrative. It's not. For example, it came out right after Netflix, after Kendrick was announced as the halftime show, that the way the selection committee goes from the NFL, the entertainment director of the NFL, Rock Nation as a whole, select a short list of names. Then the city who's hosting picks the final person, which means New Orleans, they even picked their hometown hero in Lil Wayne. So why are you upset at Kendrick? Why are you upset at Jay-Z? Why are you upset at Roger Goodell? On top of that, Phil, I just realized?
What's that?
I thought we were boycotting the NFL after Colin Kaepernick.
Oh, yeah.
So why do y'all care about the halftime show? I thought we were boycotting the NFL after Colin Kaepernick. So why do you care about the halftime show so much?
It's fake outrage, man.
It is. It's fake. It's fake. Y'all just sit there and shit on the halftime show, but then say, oh, yeah, I'm not watching anyways. I'm still supporting Colin Kaepernick. So why you care? I'm going to be real with you. I don't care about, let me think of a sport I really don't care about, bro. I don't care about cricket. I'm not going to sit here and bitch about whoever's playing in the cricket championship halftime show. I'm not going to bitch about who's playing in the cricket World Series, whatever they call it. You know why? Because I don't care. It has nothing to do with me. I genuinely don't care. So if you don't care who's performing at the halftime show, why should your opinion even matter? Why? You tell me. You just want something to complain about, because guess what? Your life ain't shit. Mm-hmm. You ain't shit. And you know what's crazy too, Phil, about this? The same people who are bitching about the Super Bowl halftime show, y'all need to be worried about who's going to be your next president. Y'all really do. Anyways, let me speak on some of these celebrities before I go to the next topic. I think what everyone should do, though, is take a page out of Master P's book. If you saw what Master P posted about Kendrick, he gave Kendrick his flowers, but he admitted, like, hey, I wish some homebred artists from New Orleans got a chance to bless that stage. He said he would love to partner with the NFL and Jay-Z and Rock Nation. That's what Master P posted on his Instagram account. I think that's the approach that a lot of people in this industry should take, rather than just automatically throwing dirt on somebody's name when you don't know shit. Straight up. I think that's corny. It's fake outrage, like Phil just said. The next thing I want to say, Juvenile's reaction is the best reaction I think I've seen. Juvenile, like others, was mad at the NFL more than anybody else. Because when you find out how the short list of names comes about, how do you guys even know if Lil Wayne's name was on the short list of names or not?
Right.
And that's the other point I was gonna lead to. Like if Lil Wayne's name was on a short list of names and New Orleans didn't pick him, that's on NOLA. That's not on Rock Nation. That's not on NFL. That's not on Apple. If Lil Wayne's name wasn't on the short list of names, then we have to have a conversation about why wasn't it on the short list of names automatically than just throwing dirt on somebody's name. I could guess why Lil Wayne's name wasn't on the short list of names. Even though Lil Wayne to me is the top 3 rapper of all time in my opinion. No Ceilings from Lil Wayne and No Ceilings 1 and 2 literally was my high school and middle school life.
Mm.
Like I love those 2 mixtapes. I think those are Lil Wayne's 2 best bodies of work.
Okay.
But Lil Wayne is long and far removed from that Lil Wayne. And it's not shitting on Lil Wayne as an artist. That's just saying like, I don't think Lil Wayne is that type of performer anymore. Does that sound fair, Phil?
Yeah, I mean, artists evolve, or in Lil Wayne's case, maybe devolve. But yeah, there are styles that got them to where they are. They may not do those styles anymore. You know, they're different.
And I think that's the reason why Lil Wayne didn't get picked. Because when you look at the Super Bowl halftime show, it's not just about catering to just one fan base. Since Rock Nation took over, the first Super Bowl halftime show was J-Lo and Shakira. Does that cater to hip hop's fan base? Nope. That's the Latin fan base, correct?
Yep.
The next halftime show was it Rihanna? No,
that was last year, or the year before that.
No, the next one was The Weeknd. My bad. The next one was The Weeknd. Weeknd caters to hip hop to a certain extent, but Weeknd at that point, and still to this point, is the biggest artist in the world besides maybe Bad Bunny and Taylor Swift, right?
Yep.
Well, Bad Bunny, Taylor Swift, and Beyonce, I think, are the four biggest artists in the world, name wise. So The Weeknd was finally hitting a different level of his superstardom. So The Weeknd did the Super Bowl. The next artist that did it was Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg. Then after that, Rihanna. Then Usher. And so far, let's be real, Rock Nation is 5 for 5 so far with these Super Bowls.
Yep.
And they're about to be 6 for 6. So let's stop acting like the artists I just named are not homegrown hip hop artists or just came from our culture. J-Lo to a certain extent came from our culture because she was on Living Color back in the day. So it just bothers me that I'm just gonna say this before I move on. What Birdman, Nicki Minaj, and other people from that Young Money, Cash Money camp are proving, Michael Rubin was right. That's all I'm gonna say. Michael Rubin was right. And y'all proving it every second y'all tweet some dumb shit. I'm not talking about Birdman and Cash Money and Nicki Minaj tweeting dumb shit. I'm talking about y'all fans tweeting dumb shit. Because now, just because Birdman said on Miss Gladys or Nicki Minaj said that Jay-Z denied Lil Wayne the opportunity, now y'all running with different narratives that had nothing to do with what they said in the first place. What Michael Rubin said was right. And then now, the worst part about it is I think, man, they're throwing Beyonce under the bus too, man.
What?
Yeah, they throwing Beyonce under the bus. Like Beyonce ain't got enough shit to worry about. She ain't getting nominated for a fucking country music award. Matter of fact, speaking of that takes me perfectly to my next topic, man. Like I said, the Country Music Awards nominations were announced, and Miss Cowboy Carter wasn't nominated. Now, I know a lot of people are upset, but the vast majority of us and a vast majority of the mainstream media and hip-hop media, music industry is not upset. The reason why I'm not upset, the reason why a lot of Beyonce fans aren't upset, we saw this shit coming. That's the reason why Beyonce made this album. Let's be real. Beyonce talked about when she went to the Country Music Awards and she performed with the Dixie Chicks, it wasn't the most memorable or appealing experience that she ever had. That goes to show you, people are shunning her. And what pisses me off, Phil, about this whole situation about Beyonce and it's like, oh, it's not real country music. You know what's crazy to me, bro?
What?
Country music is black music. How the fuck you steal our music, remix it, and then try to sell it back to us? And they get mad when we try to take control back of it. Y'all said Beyonce is not a country artist. She's a pop artist or a hip hop artist, right? Or R&B artist, right? Mm-hmm. If you feel that way, why did y'all nominate Post Malone for the same award show? 4 nominations.
Because he's
Let's be real.
Hold on, I'm trying to say it. Because he's
Why does Post Malone have 4 nominations? Beyonce has 0.
What? There we go. Said it. Because he's white.
Ain't that white?
Sounds about white.
The audacity of the caucasity.
You know what's crazy? That whole album has so like what upsets me because I actually liked Post Malone. Right, I think he's very talented. Like his rap albums were very, very good, and those 2 or 4 rap albums that he did had a ton of features from other very prominent Black hip hop artists that had their names in the industry. This country album has no Black artists on it.
Post Malone just did the same thing that Miley Cyrus did.
Like so, you take our culture, and you profitize, and you establish your name, and then you switch.
Hey, you want me to be real with you about something?
What?
Because I'm gonna speak on this in a second, in more in depth. What they're doing in the music industry, to especially hip hop, is literally the same thing they're doing in areas like Detroit, areas like I'm from Brooklyn, New York, Brooklyn. Some areas you see now in Orlando, some areas you see in Miami. They're taking where black people live and where our bread and butter is, taking it, gentrifying it, and then trying to sell it back to us at a highest bidder.
Shit.
That's literally the same thing that's going on in real estate with gentrifying properties and gentrifying areas is literally what they're doing to music.
Motherfucker.
It's literally what they're doing. That's literally what they did to country music. Let's be real. And now the fact that we're trying to take it back by our own hands, like I think the most beautiful thing that came out of this is the fact that we got to see other artists like a Willie Jones who was on X Factor back in the day, get his chance to shine on Beyonce's album. Or artists like Shabuzi, who still has the #1 song in the country with Bar Song, get a chance to shine and hit stratospheres he probably would have never hit if he wasn't on that Beyonce album. So, to Beyonce, I want to say to you, even if you don't see this or you don't hear this, yo, we not upset. I'm not upset for you. I'm actually happy for you because you're proving your point. You're proving your case. Like if there was a jury, guilty on the country music community. Because also, you know, I just realized too, bro.
What's that?
Country music basically did the same thing to Taylor Swift in a sense.
Yeah, because she wasn't even country at first. Well, she was country at first.
She was country at first, then she went pop. And then now when she tries to get nominated for Country Music Awards, they're like, no, we're not having that with you no more. But Beyonce is at a bigger scale because of the fact that she purposely made this album, which is also the highest selling country album of the year. And she doesn't get nominated not for none of them, not one award.
You know, K Michelle's album is actually pretty. Her country stuff actually sounds like country.
Oh yeah,
and it's pretty good.
I wouldn't say nothing negative about K Michelle. I actually like her music. Yeah. Get off my goddamn porch, bitch. Yo, that's my favorite K Michelle video. That damn Ring camera video.
Oh yeah, she's great.
But speaking of staying within the music industry, and you know, we're almost done with this episode, and this episode's been a fun episode so far, man. Let's talk about Big Sean's new album. So Big Sean's new album, man. Damn, I forgot the name of the album. Wow, that's crazy. I was just listening to it on the way over here, bro.
What?
I was just listening to it on the way over here. I forgot Big Sean's new album. That's crazy.
I'll tell you what it's called. It's called Better You Than Me.
Yes, Better You Than Me.
Better Me Than You. Sorry.
Yeah, the other way around. But Big Sean dropped his new album last week, or 2 weeks ago, I should say. And the reason I want to speak about Big Sean's album specifically, it kind of ties into the what I said about where music is going, the music industry is going as a whole. You guys might have remembered one of our first episodes, me and Phil spoke about the MTV VMAs. Yep. And we spoke about how the music industry is becoming so microwaved and so it's becoming fast food.
Yep.
In a sense. No one wants the gourmet meal of albums. Nobody wants the filet, the T-bone steak with the little bone marrow on it and all that. Nobody wants that on the albums anymore. What everybody wants is, I want my burger, I want my 4 for $4 from Wendy's, and I'm gonna keep them pushing. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give an honest review about Big Sean's album.
Oh no.
Big Sean is not the Big Sean that I remember. And that's cool. The reason why it's cool with me is because I know Big Sean hasn't dropped any music for 4 or 5 years almost.
Yeah.
And he finally came out with this album, and I think this album is a good album. But if you look at I think it's the first time I've seen Big Sean drop an album solo. And when I mean by solo, like, there's no Kanye on this album. There's no Good Music. There's no Common. There's no 2 Chainz. Like, there's none of the usual people you see on a Big Sean album. And I think that's very refreshing for me personally. But this Big Sean is not the Big Sean I grew up on. And I'm cool with that. Just like the Jay-Z I listen to now is not the Jay-Z I grew up on. Jay-Z doesn't rap Money Cash Hoes anymore. For example, I'm gonna use Drake for example. Granted, Drake still talks about some of the shit that he talked about before, but when Drake talks about being a father, when Kendrick talks about being a father, these are not the artists that I listened to before. And I like the fact I can see the growth in the artists' music and their subject matter and what they talk about. Big Sean, for example, talks about depression, therapy, growing as a father, his relationship with Janae Aiko. Like, he talks about a lot of stuff on this album. I think the issue is it doesn't hit. It doesn't hit. And it sucks to see that, bro. It's like everyone was expecting a home run from this album with Big Sean because we waited so long for this shit. And we got like a ground rule double. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I'm gonna have to check this out because I haven't heard anything from that. And I like Big Sean.
But
I mean,
it's not his fault. The music industry has changed so much in the past 5. The music industry changes every 6 months, honestly. The music industry is just like iPhones or anything like that. Like, it changes every 6 months. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Let me ask you this though.
Mhm.
Like with hip hop, a lot of it is emotional.
Right.
You know, when their lives get better, do you think they run out of content? Because I mean, they don't live that hard life no more.
I think in Big Sean's case, that's not what it is. I think with him, he didn't sound emotional on this album. Like, Big Sean always raps in that same tone, kind of like a Fabulous.
Yep.
Like, I'm a huge fan of Fabulous. Anybody who knows me personally knows I love Fab.
Yeah, me too.
I love Loso. Loso Kiss You Ain't Know So. He's very similar to Fabulous, or he's very similar to let me think. Similar to a Lloyd Banks, where the subject matter may grow and may become different, but that monotone voice, that same tone you rap in, is not what's gonna sell the records. It's not gonna make the fans want to run to listen to your album. And the thing is crazy. This album got some hits on it, bro. It got some slaps.
Okay.
This album got about, I want to say 5 slaps. Like 7 songs where it's like it's replayable value. Everything else I really don't care about. And that's the majority of that's 12 songs. That's the majority of the album. You know what I'm saying?
Then that's a hit.
That's a good album, right? Exactly. But for some reason, it's not hitting. I know everyone's going to talk about, oh, look at the sales. He only did 20,000 copies in the first week. The way you guys maneuver, the way the music industry is maneuvering numbers and streaming, I don't know what to believe when it comes to somebody's numbers. I'd rather just see the review ratings on this album, or just listen to how his album makes me feel. Another thing I like to tell people too, man, I'm a harsh critic when I first listen to albums. Like, for example, I'll be honest with you, bro. I did not like Drake Views when it first came out.
Really?
I didn't like it.
What was the main song on that one? Which one?
One Dance.
I need a one dance. Okay.
Yeah, that was I think that was the hit single off that album. But I didn't like the album when it first came out. I sat with the album for a week and fell in love with it. I didn't like.
Wait, Hotline Bling too, right? Wasn't that
Hotline Bling was on the album as well.
Okay.
I didn't like. Let me think of another album. I didn't like Jay-Z 444 when it came out. I sat with the album for a week, and then I fell in love with that album. And then a year later, I had my son, and the album hit different for me now.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? So, like, I'm a harsh critic when the albums first come out. I got to sit with it for at least a week and just dissect the words, dissect everything. Like, I have to sit with it for a week. That's why now I waited this long to do Big Sean's review. Because in addition to that, I think the digestion of music, like I was saying, like, it's fast food. It harms an artist like Big Sean, who takes his time with his albums, who takes his time with his music. Like, he dropped that duo project with Janae Aiko, the 2088. Like, that was a great project. He has plenty of songs where he could do with his lady, and it could be hits. But it's the fact of people are going to be like, well, you talked about that already. I'm bored. And I think that's what's harming the music industry. And it's going to harm the music industry for the next 10, 20 years. And it's going to keep happening. But if you get an artist like Big Sean who can drop maybe a better quality project and have it stick, and then could disappear for another 2-3 years and drop another project that sticks, similar to a Kendrick Lamar who drops an album once every 3 or 4 years, and it sticks and it's dope every single time, I think you'll see a change back to what we're used to in the industry. But who knows when that will happen. Yeah. But speaking of new music, Phil.
Yeah.
You know what? Speaking of new music, this takes me to the final segment of the day. Bro, what you want?
I'm like, bro, what you want?
If you guys did not know, Fat Joe dropped a new song with Remy Ma.
He did?
He did. Yes, he did. The new song that he dropped, he features in the video. Well, in the video, he and Remy Ma both went topless.
What? Remy Ma topless?
Yeah, they went topless. They went topless in the video.
Remy Ma topless?
Yeah, Remy Ma was topless.
Titties and everything?
Titties and everything. And oh man, it's Remy Ma, Fat Joe, and somebody else. Oh, Cool and Dre. If you guys don't know who Cool and Dre are super producers. They usually collab a lot with Fat Joe and Remy Ma specifically. If you don't know who Cool and Dre is, they did the
Chevy Riding High song too. Did they do that song?
You're right. They also did Lean Back.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even realize that, but the Chevy Riding High, they actually rapped on that one. I think Dre
They did.
Yeah.
Also, one of my favorite Cool and Dre songs they ever did was, you ever heard oh no, that wasn't Cool and Dre, that was Justice League. I was thinking of 16 from Rick Ross and Andre 3000.
Okay.
Yeah, that was Justice League. That was Justice League.
Mm.
But that fucking song is amazing. 16. If you haven't heard that song, you want to hear like amazing rapping, Rick Ross, Andre 3000 both dropped like 45 bars each on that song.
Good
and
Lord.
that song is incredible. It's 6 minutes long, no hook. Both of them rap for like 3 minutes straight each.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But anyways, back to Fat Joe and the reason why he's on the Bro What You Want segment. In this music video for Out of Control, which features Fat Joe, Remy Ma, Cool and Dre, Fat Joe and Remy Ma decided to go topless. And I'm just gonna show you a picture. Fat Joe got his titties out.
Oh,
Yeah. All right. You know what I just realized about that part of the video? I didn't realize he had the Terror Squad Air Force Ones in the background.
well, you're distracted
Yeah, I was staring at that.
by the D cups.
Yeah, the D cups, facts. But
I'm just gonna leave this on the rest of the show.
oh Jesus Christ! But the reason why I put Fat Joe on the Bro What You Want segment is not to kick Fat Joe's back in or roast Fat Joe. It's more so to roast y'all in the world. With all the fake outrage that's going on, I'm glad that we got the chance to like actually laugh at something and not be serious for a second. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, honestly, the Bro What You Want segment was between this or it was between Dame Dash, his teeth falling out on that Instagram live when he was dissing 50 Cent, which I thought was utterly hilarious. His teeth, yo, if you don't know who Dame Dash is one of the original founding members of Rockefeller Records. Obviously, Dame Dash, Jay-Z, and Kareem Biggs. Speaking of Biggs, shouts out to Biggs and shouts out to Maul from the Rory and Maul podcast. But Dame Dash's teeth fell out on the Instagram live. I thought it was the funniest shit I've seen in my life, bro.
Jesus.
But back to Fat Joe, man. The reason I'm talking about Fat Joe, y'all, like I said, I just think it was so refreshing in this crazy ass past 72 hours of like nonsense that's happened. You know, Fat Joe, he dropped a serious music video where he was fucking spitting some shit on that song too, by the way. But he had his titties out and everyone's roasting him and he's taking it with stride. That's what I'm saying. Yo, bro, what you on? You on that. You know, bro, you living in your skin and I like it. I fucks with it, man. I don't fuck with the titties out, but I fucks with it. But and I also want to say, Rick Ross, you see what the fuck you started? Rick Ross, you see what the fuck you started, bro? You motherfucker. You see what you started, bro?
Hey man, he lost a lot of weight, so it's cool.
Oh, yeah, he's Slim Joe now. He's not Fat Joe no more. He's not Fat Joe.
He's just Joe.
He's just Joe, bro. Not Joe the singer. You know.
Oh my God.
I wanna know.
Stutter.
Oh, I've heard that song from that. With Mystical in the background.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man. To Fat Joe, man, I just want to say,
I'm like, bro, what you on?
ladies and gentlemen, this has been a great episode of the Serious Sarcasm podcast. Guys, please like, follow, comment, subscribe. I do want to say to those who have been commenting, subscribing, sending us input, we do appreciate it. This is probably going to be not a every day or every week occasion, but this is a special episode because of everything that was going on in the world. Oh my God, I keep hitting the microphone. But everything that was going on in the world, I know you guys got other podcasts or bigger podcasters that you guys like to listen to. Even though you guys like to listen to them as well, I do want to say thank you for every listen and every play that you give us. Every time you hit that play button, it means a lot. But there's been another great episode on behalf of myself, the Serious Sarcasm Pod family, and of course the podcast Dr. Phil. Thank you guys. Have a great one, y'all.